Alpine Concept Star in VR. Hello there everybody, and welcome back to OpaFed Gaming. You're listening to me, the OpaFed. We are driving a Vision Gran Turismo Alpine car. It is basically a rocket on four wheels. It is awesome, lots of power, but we'll get into that. We are driving at the World Circuits in a hypercar parade race. We're driving at the Autodromo de Interlagos Raceway, and we're running 7 laps. We started with a rolling start, and we're one of, I believe, 17 cars on the track. Now, 7 laps, you might think that's going to take a little while, and it does. It's not 1, 2, 3, but these cars, they clip along pretty good, so you can't fool around and wait. The pack is not tight, so you don't have to wait for them to thin out. The track has got a few spots where you can pass, but when you get back into this here Vision Gran Turismo car, the Alpine, I had to practice it a little bit because it's so powerful. And it's so lightweight for the power that it possesses that it's really easy to spin out when you're going around a corner like this. You got to really pay attention and be aware of where you are on the track. That's why I try to pass on the inside, not the outside, because if you go on the outside you end up having to put more power into the engine and it's easier to spin. So knowing that and finishing the first lap, we've only got 6 laps left to go, and they're gonna go by quick. So if you pay attention and you see, you'll notice that there's a few times where the back end of the car starts to brake a little bit, and you know you gotta let up right away and to keep it under control, and that's what we do. So I love the way this guy shifts gears. And if you're looking at it and you think that, you know, the guy driving is pretty good. I mean, he shifts down on the left paddle, shifts up on the right paddle, and it sounds awesome. But I'll let you in on a little secret. I'm driving in automatic, okay? And the game itself does the shifting for me. So I just give it the throttle and I let up, and he gears up and down, and I just love the way it sounds when he's clicking the paddles. You know, it sounds fantastic. The roar of the engine, the way he throttles it up and the way he throttles it back down again around the corners, awesome, just awesome. That little yellow and black car straight in front of us, that's a Citroën for anybody who doesn't know, which I was one of until I raced this race. What a car. That's a beauty. We're going to have to see if we can get him into one of the races later on. For now, all we want to see is if we can pass him. Because we've got to get ahead of him. We want to win this race just like any other race that we're in. We don't drive just to drive. We drive to win. And, you know, really, when you get right down to it, just running the race and finishing it is a win, because the fun and enjoyment you get out of doing this is just, it's huge. You know, this is a car, like the Vision Gran Turismo cars are not real cars, they're concept cars. Some of them get shown, and you can really drive one, you know, if you had enough money, I suppose. But they're not out on the road or the raceway. So when you get to drive one like this in Gran Turismo, and you go from, say, a 69 Mustang or Camaro that you know is real to this, it feels real. And if it feels real, then it's real to you. So it's a really enjoyable race to run. It takes a little while, but that's okay. That's all part of the fun. So we're coming up onto these guys here as we are, I believe, finishing our 3rd lap almost. It gets a little hard when you got to do 7 laps and you're racing, you're trying to pay attention to the corners and the cars you got to pass. and you're not really paying attention to how many cars you've gone by or how many laps you've done. I always lose track for some reason. I don't know if I'd make a very good professional racer. But that's what you got the pit crew for, to let you know what lap you're in, where you are in the lap, and who you still got to pass and who's coming up. All those things come from the pit crew. So having said that, we just kind of wing it. We put our foot to the floor and we just go until the game tells us that the race is over. So we know that the lap stops right there where we just passed. And I think we've done 3. We've got 4 laps to go. It doesn't take long. We're still stuck behind these 3 cars. We got to get moving, because if we don't get by them, we're never going to get to the front car. I don't even know what that is that we're passing here. Here again, like most of the races, the corners is where the cars really slow down. The competition slows down to take corners, and that's where your best opportunity is to pass them. Because in the straight stretches like this Ferrari ahead of us, the yellow Ferrari, it's very difficult to catch them. And even if you do catch them, you can't get by them, because to be able to get by them, they're driving the racetrack in its optimum way. So you're going to end up having to go around them on the outside, and that just takes too much extra power and speed, as you'll see in a moment. You cannot get by them that way, so you have to try and get them on the inside. I believe we try to pass the Ferrari, the yellow Ferrari, over here, up around the corner on the outside, and it's just not going to work. Got to get them on the, see, if you get them as you're going into the corner, then you might be okay. But by the time you get here, we're going to try it. But you see, and we got it floored. We got it floored, and we're not catching them. But if you look, you watch, you know that just past the flag here, we turn down to the left. It's a corner. That's where we get them. See, they slow right down and you go shooting by them, because I brake a little bit later. Now we got a newer Ferrari in front. There's a lot of Ferraris on the track. Well, I tell you, I just cannot get away from them. But we're going to pass him too, just like his yellow brother, and we're going to go right by him, and we're going to continue on to the next car, to our next victim on the track. We're going to keep going. We've only got a few laps left to go. Like I said, you know, the race, when you talk 7 laps, you go, wow, well that's going to take a little while, you know. But by the time you start talking and you finish thinking about it, 1 to 2 laps are gone. So we're coming up around here on I believe this is a Porsche Spider, I believe. He's tough to pass too. But there again, like I said, you know, when you're going back around the corners, back and forth, he takes the optimal route. So for you to pass him, you have to take a route that's not optimal, which means that you have chances of spinning out, or you have chances of trying to go around him, and when you do, he's gone, because you can't get there. So here we're coming up to the last corner. We're going to see if we can try and get him here on this straight stretch again. If we can't get him on that straight stretch, then we'll get him just past the flag, where you have to turn to the left. Always get them there. We're not done yet, because there's more cars in front of us yet. Oh, see? Tried to get them on the other side, couldn't get them. As far as speed's concerned, they're as fast as I am. Well, I shouldn't say that. I'm a little faster, but you know, I gotta wait for the straight stretches or the corners. But that's okay. So here we are, and I do believe we are. Got to be lap 6 or lap 7. Boy, I tell you, I should have a little counter on board that I can click and then see what lap I'm on, right? Might make things a little bit easier for me. I think this is lap 6. No more to go after this. Now it looks like there's nobody in front of us. It looks like we're at the head of the pack. No, I saw something moving up ahead there. I saw it, see, to the right. a little silvery gray car. I'm not sure what it is. There it is. There he is. Okay, so we know we got at least one car ahead of us. You know, and we're just gonna keep pushing for it until we catch up to him. See, there he is. Okay, we're getting closer. We're taking a few liberties here. We're going a little faster, but you got to be careful we don't break the back end and spin out. Because if that happens, if I spin out on the track, the guy in front of us, he's gone. We'll never catch him with one more lap. Plus, whoever is close enough behind us, they'll go zipping by you. And if they zip by you, then you're lost there too, because you won't catch them anymore either. We've only got one lap left to go after this. Here we go. And we haven't even caught up to the silver car yet. And we don't know if he's the last car for us to pass. There could be more, because we don't know exactly where we are. But I believe I sort of kept count a little bit, and I believe after this guy there's only 2 more guys in front of us, but I don't know where they are, so we're pushing it as hard as we can. We don't want to lose control of the car partway down the track, like I said, and then lose blow a good 6 lap race just because we're trying to get past this guy. We're not going to do that. We're gonna try and play it smart. We're gonna see there's a car up ahead I can see, so we're at least 2 cars in front of us. That's for sure. So once we get past this guy, we're gonna be, the best case scenario is car number 2 is what we're gonna end up, which is okay too. This was a great race. It was a lot of fun. Very enjoyable. Kind of tough to keep the Alpine going straight without the back end braking on us, but we managed it. We managed it, and it was a lot of fun doing it. So here we are. We're coming up to the last little section. Coming around the corner here. This car has just been a joy to drive. A really, really wonderful race. If you enjoyed it, give us a thumbs up. And if you don't want to miss any of the upcoming races coming up, we got some real good ones. We got some then subscribe to the channel, and you won't miss any of the races. Oh, we got to get by him though. We're gonna get it. We're gonna do it. All right. You have yourself a great. There we go. You have a great day. You've been racing with the Opafet.